flame on max. I'ma keep it going till there ain't nothing left. Going till there ain't nothing, keep the flame on max. I'ma keep it going till there ain't nothing left. Going till there ain't nothing, keep the flame on max. I'ma keep it going till there ain't nothing left.
This is the Doghouse Sports Podcast. So I was gonna get in the mix here about a couple of topics, and honestly, I remember this. I think it was 2018 when you were playing with the Utica Comets, and I remember I saw on Chiclets your first interview with them, and you had the big Viking beard, and I was like, oh, this guy's my favorite hockey player right away. And I think I DM'd you just
when
out
I
of
first
jokes.
saw the picture that Adrian sent me, I was like, oh
That's
my
awesome.
god, he's perfect for Vikings.
Yeah. How come you don't have it anymore? You just decided to change it up?
Just wearing the masks all the time, like the last year and a half is kind of just, it's fortunately it doesn't, well, man, with these like 8-9 hour plane rides that I have, like I can't be wearing that. You know what I mean? Like it's just so uncomfortable.
Oh.
So fortunately it grows back pretty quickly. So hopefully in the next hopefully year here, we've got this thing a little more under control and everything like that, and we can stop with the mask mandate. But I go through spurt, like you said, that's a perfect example. I go through spurts where I really, really love having it, and then other times I'm like, I just want to be able to see my chin, so but it's like I said, it's super easy to go back, so fear not to all the beard lovers, it could come back within 6 months. So
good,
and hey, if you grow the Viking beard again, maybe the director of Viking can call you.
Yeah,
I would love that, man.
That would be awesome.
Just give me in a cameo. We started watching the Last Kingdom, like the show, kind of based on like the English and the Vikings and everything like that. And like my mom was actually saying, she's like, you should get a cameo in this show, And so man, maybe that's my career, boys. As soon as I'm done playing, I'll just start acting.
There you go. You got, oh man, if the director of Vikings, we can reach out to him and help out our friend here. So
let's do it. Let's get the hashtag started. Sauce for Vikings.
Let's do it. And we'll be your agents. We'll represent you.
Let's do it.
Oh man, what was great about that though? Like, because again, I saw that picture. I was like, oh dude, that's amazing. I remember I DM'd you like as soon as I saw it. Just just a regular guy, just DMing an athlete, just maybe hoping for a reply. And you were like, oh, thanks, man. And I was like, oh, that's so cool. Like, I was like, honestly, man, I don't have the patience to grow that. Like, I have a little bit of length here, but this is the most it will grow. Because after that, it just gets too much work. And again, with these masks, it gets like messes it up, and it's So it was pretty. It was
well,
pretty
and
awesome.
I think half of it too was like I think I just started. I mean, it was after even earlier before that. It was after my first year of playing professional. Like I started getting companies to send me product.
Oh yeah.
So like that was like the huge influence. Also, kind of not like I wasn't trying to like totally milk it, but at the same time, like having it. It's just like taking care of your hair, right? Like you need the special products that go into it and everything like that. And it's like, wow, like I'm not having to buy any of these products. I love having it, but also like it's cool because people just keep sending me stuff. They wanted like feedback and like stuff like that. So I would like write them, email them back. Like, I love this one, didn't like this one. And so it kind of just became like very easy to maintain because I wasn't spending any of my own money to like,
awesome.
I started being able to trim it up myself a little bit. And then when I needed like to, really go to the barber, I'd find one or two guys that in 4 years of having it, I found like two people that I really was like, okay, you can dial this thing in. And now my fiance does it. So I don't even go like when I had it back, I wouldn't even go. She would do it. So now she's my barber.
Nice. Did she love it? Did she love the beard when you had it, or was she kind of like iffy about it?
I think that's what landed her because she's way too hot for me.
Oh god. Oh shucks. Oh man, that's funny. Well, hey, man, that's.
But she says she likes it. Just she likes that. She thinks that I can. Maybe she's a little biased, but she's like, I think you can pull off both. It's some guys like when they do shave their beard, you're like, oh wow, like, you probably should grow that back, or vice versa. Guys that are nice, clean shaven or just a little bit of scruff, they start growing a beard. And you're like, no, don't do it. But it's nice to be able to have have
Yeah.
both.
I think you can rock both, man. You got a bit of
Thanks.
a shadow going. It looks all right.
Yeah,
man.
yeah. I
No
just
problem.
keep. I never go like baby face, but I just keep a
Yeah,
little.
a little stubble's good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
little
there's
stuff is
one
good.
there's like a few people that we know that can rock it, aka ZZ Top and the
Yeah.
Dusty Boys.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh
Yeah.
god, that's like, man, that's like a whole other level. Even like there's a lot of athletes though that have kind of like started that trend. Like I'd say the last maybe 6-5 years with like the Viking beards, and I just love it. There's like
Yeah.
a couple of guys in Major League Baseball. There's like Dallas Keuchel, the pitcher, that had one, and
Yep.
a couple other guys too. I'm like, yeah, I was like, I want to grow that, but it's just I don't.
Oh,
6 months is too much for me, like I want it right now. So
Yeah.
yeah. So I was gonna ask you one question about you said you had got all the beard products, like was it when you were on Utica when that happened, or was it beforehand, or like kind of
Yeah, so it picked up more once I got to Utica, and then kind of got, like you said, the
Spittin
the 24 hours of fame, whatever you want to call it, kind of thing. But
Chiclets?
before then, it was like a few small time, like kind of startup companies too, like people trying to get their brand out. And even the beard company that I'm still with right now, it's based out of Vancouver, Big City Beards, and it's an all organic. And he just started the company. I guess when it was it. So that was 2019 that I was there. So yeah, he had just started it. 2018 to 2019 was like his first calendar year of like starting this company. And so when I decided to sign with him, he's a huge Canucks fan and everything like that, obviously being out of Vancouver. And yeah, so like he was it kind of just fell in place perfectly because he was like following it and everything, and then sent me some product, and I was like, man, it was just bar none better than any product that I had ever tried, for me personally. Like, and it was the fact that it was all organic, and everything like that. I'm all about that. And so it was kind of a no brainer for me. And he was just such a great guy, like easy to talk to. So he wasn't like pressuring me to try to like sign with him. And like, that was what I was really drawn to. And so he obviously understands. I had to call him, so he knew that I was going to shave it and everything, but eventually we'll get it back, and he knows. So
That's awesome though. Yeah, man. How was that? Like obviously when you the whole thing with Chiclets, when you went pretty viral there, like did you have a lot of people like on the internet just reaching out to you and like kind of stuff, or like how was that? I know Utica was selling merch with like your name on it or something.
Yeah,
like the
I
beard.
bet it is.
I remember seeing that too.
Yeah.
I was like, that's amazing.
It was funny because like it was like kind of, I mean, it was my third year professional. So I was like, I had kind of been around a little bit like in the American League before, so it wasn't like my first like stint. Oh my gosh, we've never seen this guy. So it was kind of like funny in terms of that, just because like everybody's like, oh, I kept getting a lot of things like, oh, this is your like first year, and I'm like, no, like
I've been around,
I've kind
guys.
of been around for a little bit, but and that's like I said, when you're bouncing around the American League and the minor league kind of system, like you're not really like popular other than in your own town. You know what I mean? Like unless you're a high draft pick and like people really know who you are.
David and Austin Matthews, basically.
Kind of like it's like anybody in this year's draft that goes to their American League team, they might be a little more popular just because they were drafted. You know what I mean? Like their name is already now like in the media. And so I was just an unsigned free agent coming out of college. So it's like my popularity wasn't very, big. So it was just kind of funny and interesting to see like how I had played for other American League teams before, but nobody really like set it. Like other teams had opportunities to like set this up way before, you know what I mean? And like it just didn't happen for whatever reason. And so when I got to Utica, their marketing team was genius. They're like, we're just gonna roll with this. You know what I mean? So it was I didn't do so much as like I give all the credit because they were like, let's run with this. Like the owner, Rob Esch was like, after day one, he's like, yeah, I think I'm gonna make a shirt with your face on it. Like
fucking right.
And
let's do it.
They sold out in a day. They sold out in a day.
Yeah? Wow.
Like, and then it was like, Sauce Hockey reached out. I had 2-3 t-shirts come out from them. Like, it was just like crazy things that like happened within 24 hours of being basically a call up. You know, I was on a PTO, so it wasn't like I signed a multi-year contract with them. It was like, I'm just a call up, you know? So I just embraced it, and it was just a lot of fun, you know? And I think it was people reaching out was like the coolest part, you know? And I've always been the person that I respond, because I'm not bigger than the game or anything else. Like, I'm just the average guy who had a dream like every other hockey player, and we're all trying to go to the same place. So I support and I embrace the fan input, and I love seeing the comments and the messages and everything like that. Like, it was crazy. I gained like 6,000 followers in 24 hours. Like, it was, yeah, it was wild. So
that's amazing.
My phone actually, it was funny. Like, my phone actually died because it was so cold in Utica at the time. It was so cold that I was on my phone looking, and I kept getting notifications so fast. It was a 5-6 minute walk from the rink to where I was staying in the hotel, and my phone was at like 50%, and it died in a 6-minute walk.
Oh no!
That is insane.
Because it was just going off like continuously. Like, at one point I had to like shut it off, and then I would look at the end of the night to see, like, you know, read everything and like that.
Yeah,
it was insane.
Oh man, that's unreal, man. Oh, that was awesome though. Like, again, like I remember seeing that. Like, I was at my old job at the time, and I was working a night shift, and like I was just scrolling through Instagram, and you know, just on my break, and then I saw that, and I was like, that's amazing. I was like, and I showed one of my coworkers. I was like, this is my favorite hockey player, and she's like, wow, that's a nice beard. I was like, it's my favorite. That guy's the GOAT. So,
well, the funniest part about the whole thing was like the guy in charge of the player personnel guy in Utica was giving the media a hard time, because all the media was asking me was about my beard, not about like the game or like anything like that. And he, like, I'll never forget this. Like, he walked by and I'm getting interviewed, and he just yells at all of them. Like, and they kind of edit it out, obviously, but he yells at all of them. He's like, ask him a freaking hockey question, you know, like, because they were just like peppering me with like, you know, beard, and which was great. But it was like, I don't think I answered very many hockey questions in that interview.
Wow.
So it was so funny. I'll remember that forever.